Mexico has constantly and consistently given the sport of boxing their fair share of world-class talent and world champions. In today's day and age, that has remained a reality, with a facility of lesser champions losing their rankings when facing the best or other truly elite talents. It takes a rare breed and almost a superhuman individual to rise to the upper echelon and remain afloat. In this video, we'll be looking into the current boxing landscape in one of the sport's powerhouses, Mexico, and we will break down, analyze, and rank the country's top 5 current active boxers. Feel free to let me know if you're interested in more ranking videos, and if so, which country or divisions would you like me to potentially do next. Before we begin, I want to thank you all for tuning into the channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe for a lot more unbiased boxing content to come. Now let's begin. Hailing from Tepito, one of the roughest and toughest neighborhoods in Mexico City, Julio Cesar El Rey Martinez has been a trailblazer since early 2019 when he first stepped up in competition and fought Andrew Selby in a fight where he would display his ferocious violence and would ultimately knock out Selby in the 5th round. That win would take him across the pond to challenge Charlie Edwards for his WBC Flyweight Championship belt. To everyone's surprise, at the O2 Arena, Martinez swung out of the opening round with the intent to overthrow the champion as soon as he possibly could. Things were looking his way until he was unable to restrain himself from throwing a body punch while Edward had knelt to the canvas after being overwhelmed by the Mexican's relentless onslaught. After initially being declared the winner via 3rd round knockout, to Martinez and his team's dismay, that decision was overturned to a no contest, and thus his championship title did not stand. Since then, he was able to win a world title after stopping again Christopher Rosales, defended his crown against a savvy and gutsy Jay Harris, and is looking to continue his hot streak with his upcoming fight against McWilliams Arroyo. On the 4th slot, we have none other than Luis El Pantera Neri, the proud son of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He is a 2-weight world champion and has amassed a respectable record over the past few years, although his biggest wins are not as pristine as he would like them to be. With wins over David Sanchez, 2 controversial wins over legendary God of Left Shinsuke Yamanaka, McJoe Arroyo, former world champion and Juan Carlos Payano, and most recently against a technically sound Aron Alameda, Neri is looking to potentially face off against another hot-streaking young talent in Brandon Figueroa. Although he has failed a drug test that was later proven as being a result from eating contaminated food, he has had weight issues and jumped from trainer to trainer due to alleged disciplinary hardships. A focused and motivated Luis Neri is definitely a tough night out for anyone at his currently stacked division. Neri will need to remain on his toes and disciplined if he's looking to continue being ranked among the top names not only in his country but in the sport itself. Number 3 is one of the top super featherweight talents and world champions in Miguel El Alacrán Berchel, with an impressive record of 37 wins with 34 big wins by way of knockout, only 1 lone loss and 0 draws. The Cancun native has continued to excel in his division since the lone loss years back, with 2 impressive wins over Francisco El Bandido Vargas, heavy-handed Takashi Miura, a gritty slugger Miguel Roman, and a battle-hardened Jason Sosa, Miguel Berchelt has displayed his menacing arsenal and venomous potency over the course of his career, looking to collect yet another impressive name for his resume when he faces off against fellow Mexican powerhouse and Oscar Valdez. Miguel El Alacrán Berchelt remains poised to continue his warpath in the sport and hopes to write his own page in the history book of boxing. Now, the last two slots were extremely difficult to allocate among the last two names because of their individual accomplishments, greatness, and talents. Nevertheless, coming in at number 2 is none other than the great Juan Francisco El Gallo Estrada, with an impressive record of 41 wins, 28 by way of knockout, and 3 losses with 0 draws. What stands out most, aside from his in-ring abilities and talents, is the fact that Estrada has been able to avenge 2 out of his 3 losses and could potentially go 3-for-3 after his rematch with Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, with impressive wins over the likes of Juan Carlos Sanchez Jr., Brian Viloria, Milan Melindo, Giovanni Segura, Hernán Marquez, Carlos Cuadras, in City Saket Sorong Visay, Juan Francisco El Gallo Estrada is widely recognized among the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world and could potentially shoot up to top 5 in the mythical rankings if he is to overcome Roman Gonzalez in the rematch. With eloquent counterpunching at his disposal, exquisite lateral movement, and the ability to adjust during a fight, Estrada's prowess has only continued to grow since he first broke into the world scene in a title fight against Roman Gonzalez himself many moons ago. El Gallo continues to display his talents and abilities at the utmost level and will continue to make the people of his country proud for many years to come. Last but not least is the highly revered and widely recognized as the current number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the highly skilled, smooth operator with an impressive fluidity in both the offensive and defensive sectors of the sweet science. Saul Canelo Alvarez stands atop of my list as well, with wins over the likes of Austin Trout, Alfredo Angulo, Erislandy Lara, James Kirkland, Miguel Cotto, Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, and most recently Caleb Smith, and many other names of note. Saul Alvarez has amassed the deepest resume in the entire sport. To make matters even more impressive, Alvarez has been able to crown himself world champion in 4 different weight divisions, including super welterweight, middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, having only tasted defeat once by way of a decision loss to one of the greatest boxers of all time in Floyd Mayweather Jr. Alvarez was able to learn and develop from that stumble and has grown into not only the biggest name in the sport, but also the most formidable. With his intent on becoming the first undisputed super middleweight champion in the history of the sport, Saul Alvarez has already achieved what many boxers only dream of reaching. His motivation and discipline to his craft are continuing to push him and elevate his skills with every fight, bringing pride and joy not only to his people in Jalisco, but his country itself. These are my current top 5 Mexican boxers in the sport. Do you all agree with my picks and arrangements, or are there differences between our list? I'll be working on a few other ranking videos in the future, so again, let me know if there are any specific countries or divisions you might want me to potentially do next. Like always, thank you for tuning in, and make sure to subscribe for more boxing content to come. This is Shay at King Me Boxing, signing out.